Hey there, amazing adventurers. Ever been exploring in Minecraft, maybe deep underground or just walking around at night?
And then suddenly you spot it.
Yeah, that tall, shadowy figure. Glowing purple eyes.
The Enderman.
Exactly. Today, we're doing a full deep dive into one of Minecraft's most iconic and honestly pretty mysterious creatures.
It's true. We're going to try and pull back the curtain a bit on these fascinating mobs. We'll explore who they are, maybe why they do that weird thing where they pick up blocks and, how you can understand them better in your game.
Right.
We've looked at some really interesting community ideas and deep dives into the game's lore to figure out their abilities, their secrets, maybe even their purpose.
Yeah, our mission today is to really dig into the most important bits about Endermen, so you'll feel, super clued in and ready next time you bump into one.
Yeah.
Ever wonder why they get so mad if you look at them? Or, poof, where they go when they vanish?
We're going to unpack all of that. Hopefully you'll see them in a totally new way by the end.
Okay, so first off, just seeing one, their look is pretty striking, right?
Oh, definitely.
They're so tall, like these skinny shadow towers, dark skin, blends right in at night.
But it's the eyes, isn't it? Those bright purple glowing eyes. You can't miss them.
No way.
Yeah,
They look super cool, but yeah, maybe a little spooky too.
for sure. And where do you find them? Well, they can show up in dark places pretty much anywhere in the overworld. Caves, even the nether sometimes.
Right, I've seen them there.
But their main hangout, their home turf, is the end. That dimension with the floating islands and the big dragon.
Makes sense. Lots of them there.
Yeah, that's their spot.
And the thing everyone knows, their sort of signature move,
Yeah.
teleportation, it's like one of the most unique things about them.
Mhm.
And kind of startling.
It really is. One
Yeah.
second, they're right there.
And the next, whoosh, gone, reappeared somewhere else. Instantly.
It's like their own little warp ability.
Totally.
And it's not just the teleporting visually, it's the sounds, too. They make this weird mix of noises.
Yeah, the sounds are creepy.
Right. Sometimes it's just footsteps. Other times these sort of ambient floaty sounds. And then sometimes actual screams. Plus that really distinct voop sound when they teleport.
Mm.
It all just adds to the mystery, maybe even the danger, Makes you wonder what they're thinking.
Yeah, it definitely ramps up the tension, but usually when you first spot one, they're just wandering.
Just minding their own business, maybe picking up a block, putting it down somewhere else. It seems harmless.
Totally harmless. But, this is the big but, that can change really fast.
And that brings us right to the number one rule with Endermen, Enderman Etiquette 101.
What is it?
Whatever you do not look them directly in the eye.
Yes, the eye contact thing.
If you stare at them, even for a split second, everything changes. Their mouth drops open, they make this angry sound, start shaking.
They get really mad. You can tell.
Oh, yeah. No mistaking it.
But why, though? It seems like such an overreaction, right?
Yeah.
They're just chilling, you look at them, and suddenly they want to fight.
That's a great question. And it's something people in the Minecraft community have thought about, a lot. There's this one really interesting fan theory we found. It suggests it's not just random game stuff.
Okay.
Some players think that when you stare at an Enderman, they stare back because they actually know. They know what players, like you, have done to their kind in the past.
Whoa, hang on. They have memories. Or stories.
Kind of. The idea is that other Endermen, ones who've been to the overworld, bring back tales. Tales of players fighting them, maybe raiding the end.
So looking them in the eye isn't just rude. It's like reminding them of a bad history.
Exactly. It puts a whole different spin on it, doesn't it? It suggests this deep, maybe even tragic backstory.
Wow. Okay, that changes how I think about that.
Yeah.
So it's not just a trigger, it's personal.
Potentially, yeah, according to that theory.
And if they do get provoked by looking, or if you hit them first,
They will attack. And here's a super important tip, something a lot of people learn the hard way.
let me guess, arrows don't work.
Pretty much useless. Ranged attacks, like arrows, thrown tridents, they just teleport away before it hits. No damage.
Right, so don't bother trying to snipe them.
Nope. Waste of arrows. Waste of time.
Okay, so they're tough, they teleport, but they must have a weakness, right?
They do, and it's actually kind of surprising. It's water.
Water, really?
Yep, they hate it. It actually hurts them, like lava hurts other mobs. If they touch water, even rain, they take damage and teleport away fast.
So if one's chasing you, jump in a lake.
Best thing you can do. Or even just run through a river, stand under a waterfall. Water is your shield against an angry Enderman. They'll usually just leave you alone.
That is a fantastic tip. Water is their kryptonite. Good to know.
Definitely. And another thing is sunlight.
Right, they don't burn up like zombies or skeletons.
No, they don't burn, but they don't seem to like it much either. During the day, they'll usually teleport into caves or under trees seeking shade.
Ah, so they're less likely to be out in the open during the day.
Generally, yeah. Helps you predict where they might be, or maybe plan your travels for daytime if you want to avoid them.
That makes sense. Thinking about the end, their home. There's no water there, right, and no sun.
Exactly. It's all dark floating islands, so maybe the overworld is just too bright and, well, wet for them.
That totally connects. Okay, look, it's definitely okay to feel a bit nervous seeing an Enderman. They're intimidating.
For sure.
But knowing these things, the eye contact, the water, the sunlight, how they react, it gives you tools. You know how to handle it.
Right. You can navigate the situation instead of just panicking.
Okay, so we've talked about avoiding fights, but what about that other weird thing they do? The block picking?
Ah, yes, the random block carrying.
Why? Why are they carrying around bits of dirt? Or sand?
Hmm.
Or flowers sometimes? It seems so. Pointless.
It really does seem random on the surface, but remember that fan theory about their history?
Yeah, the one about players and past conflicts.
Well, there's another part to it, or maybe a related theory that tries to explain the blocks. It's pretty cool, actually.
Lay it on me.
So this theory suggests the Endermen you meet in the overworld aren't just lost. They might be on a kind of pilgrimage.
A pilgrimage. Like a quest.
Sort of. The idea is they ask the Ender Dragon, who in this theory is like their god or maybe just a really powerful leader, for permission to leave the end.
Okay. Permission to do what?
To go out and find tribute. Something valuable to bring back.
Tribute. Treasure?
Maybe. The theory connects it to those giant obsidian pillars in the end.
The ones the healing crystals are on.
Those exact ones. The theory goes that maybe their ancestors built those pillars as a massive tribute to the dragon. So the Endermen wandering our world, they're trying to find their own tribute to bring back.
So the block of dirt isn't random, it's an offering.
Potentially. But here's the twist in the theory. The dragon isn't usually impressed with, like, dirt or sand.
Huh. I guess not.
Right, it wants something grander, but the theory suggests because the Endermen tried, it made the effort, the dragon lets it go back and try again. Find something better.
Wow. So they're constantly questing for the perfect block.
Maybe. And get this, if an Enderman teleports away when you're fighting it, it might not just be running away, it could be teleporting back to the end.
To heal. Using the crystals on those pits.
Exactly, to heal up so it can continue its mission, its pilgrimage for tribute.
Man, this really does flip the script. If any of that is close to true, they're not just monsters. They're like dedicated followers on a quest.
It makes you think, doesn't it? Suddenly, fighting an Enderman feels different. Are you stopping some kind of religious quest? Or a journey for redemption?
It totally changes the perspective. Who's the bad guy then?
Yeah.
It makes them seem much more complex.
Absolutely. They become characters with motivations, not just obstacles.
And didn't you mention something about them having a language?
Oh, yeah. Some sources we looked at even suggested that those weird, garbled sounds they make might actually be distorted words. Someone even suggested they might be saying hey or bye.
No way. Like, hey, nice dirt block.
Yeah.
Or bye, gotta take this grass back to the boss.
Yeah. Haha, maybe. It just adds another layer of what if to them, you know? What are they actually communicating?
That's wild. Okay, theories are fascinating, but let's get practical again. We still need to deal with them in the game.
Right. Practical tips time.
You mentioned the eye contact thing. Is there any way around that? Like, if you want to look at them without starting a fight.
There is, and it's one of the coolest and maybe funniest tricks in Minecraft.
What is it?
Wear a carved pumpkin on your head.
A pumpkin? Seriously?
Seriously. If you put a carved pumpkin in your helmet slot, you can stare directly at an Enderman and they just don't care. They won't get angry.
That's amazing. It's like a perfect disguise.
Yeah.
Does it block your view, though?
It does, yeah. You get that overlay like you're looking out through the pumpkin's face. It limits your vision a bit.
But worth it if you want to observe them safely.
Totally. It's like they can't see your eyes through the pumpkin carving. Very effective.
Genius. Okay, but what if you do end up fighting them? We know arrows are bad. What works?
Well, melee attacks work, obviously. Swords, axes. But remember that falling damage thing we talked about with water?
Yeah, they take fall damage.
They do. And some really clever players use this to build Enderman farms, especially in the End Dimension where there are loads of them.
Enderman farms, how do those work?
Okay, so the idea is to get the Enderman to fall from a great height. But how do you lure them?
This question.
With something they hate even more than players looking at them. Endermites.
Endermites. Those little silverfish-looking things.
Exactly. Those annoying little mobs you sometimes get when you throw ender pearls. Endermen absolutely despise them and will actively run towards them to attack.
Oh. So you spawn an endermite somewhere.
Right. Maybe trap one in a minecart so it stays put. Then you build a platform around it with open trapdoors. The endermen run toward the endermite.
And fall through the trapdoors.
Bingo. They fall a long way, take massive fall damage, and land maybe right in front of you with only a tiny bit of health left.
So you can just bop them once.
Pretty much. Sometimes even with your bare hand. It's a super efficient way to collect their drops and XP.
That is incredibly clever.
Ugh.
So what are the drops? What do you get for defeating them? Farm or no farm?
The big prize is ender pearls, those cool, greenish, swirly orbs.
And those let you teleport, right? Like the Endermen?
Yep. You throw one, and bam, you teleport to where it lands. Super useful for getting around quickly, crossing gaps, escaping danger.
Awesome. What else?
Well, sometimes they drop the block they were carrying, which is kind of neat.
My dirt block.
Haha, exactly. And you always get 5 experience orbs XP, which helps you level up, enchant your gear, get stronger.
Nice.
And maybe most importantly, those ender pearls. You need them to craft Eyes of Ender.
The things that lead you to the stronghold, to the end portal.
The very same. So in a way, defeating Endermen is essential if you want to actually get to the end and face the Ender Dragon. They hold the key.
Wow. Okay, we have covered a lot today about Endermen.
We really have, from just their spooky looks and sounds.
To their teleporting, their hatred of water and eye contact.
And those really deep theories about pilgrimages and ancient history.
Plus the practical stuff. Pumpkin heads, endermites, ender pearls. They're genuinely one of Minecraft's most fascinating creatures.
Absolutely. And just understanding their behaviors, the water, the staring, it really can change how you interact with them, how you play.
For sure. And that pumpkin trick is gold.
Total game changer for exploring the end safely.
So hopefully you listening feel way more equipped now next time you see those purple eyes glowing in the dark.
You'll know more about their secrets. You'll know how to react, whether it's avoiding a fight or maybe even setting up your own farm.
It feels good to understand them better, doesn't it? Turn something kind of scary into something interesting.
It really does, and it makes you think. What other Minecraft creatures have these hidden depths, these untold stories?
Yeah. And what theories could you come up with? What's your idea about why Endermen carry blocks?
Exactly. Minecraft is just full of these mysteries. Keep exploring, keep asking questions.
And definitely keep having fun in your amazing Minecraft world.